golf course in back of me. I mean, it's sunny, it's warm. Just saying.
Oh, it is okay. I just did a post right now on my status right now. So we do Celsius. It says -12, feels
Oh,
like -20. And I said, no kidding.
no kidding. Oh my God.
No kidding.
It's Well, we're happy to be wherever you're tuning in from. Welcome on in. My name is Kathy Norton, and we have with us the fabulous Manuela Marcagiani. We're so excited with Isomers. And what I think is super cool is that we're welcoming in so many like existing, obviously loyal customers that Isomers has had forever and ever and ever, right? But then
Right.
we've also got people who are brand new to us or just finding us. And so welcome into all of you. And if you guys are just joining us, super cool thing happening right now. We are doing free shipping on all Isomers products. Yes, all Isomers products. From if you want to just use a coupon code, it's free ship. FREESHIP. Careful when you're spelling it.
That's
Free
right. With a
ship.
P at the end.
Yep,
That's
yep,
right.
yep, free ship. And that's all day today and all things Isomers. And we add new things to the Isomers collection every single solitary day. So you have to keep looking because here's what happens. Last week we were on, this baby completely sold out. And so when I tell you guys that we have limited quantities, we had over 200 of these last week done. They were gone in one day. So
Yeah.
everything we're going to be talking about today has fewer than 200 pieces available. So do not wait. Now, the good news is Manuela loves you guys to the moon and back. So she said, okay, the bonus size sold out, but you guys were so boohooing that you didn't get it. So we are still bringing you the Redensify, but we're going to just do it in our normal size. We'll talk about that in a
Yep.
little bit. But on
That's right.
top of the free shipping, we've also got a social giveaway on Instagram and Facebook for a 2-piece bundle from Isomers. So that's really exciting. We're going to do that today, and we're going to do it tomorrow. To sign up, you just go to either the Shop HQ or I think we're still doing it on Parade. And I'm not sure if it's on Isomers or not, but we're doing it as a social giveaway. So do that. So let's say hello to everybody. Diane saying hello. So good
Hi,
to see
Diane.
you. And hi, Diane. Really excited. And I know that Harry is watching. Hi, Harry.
Hi,
And
Ari.
so is Jessica. We're excited. All right, you guys. If you're here and one of Isomers' loyal thousands and thousands and thousands of fans that are watching, yay! We're so excited. If you're brand new, tell us the story, Manuela. Tell us why we're here. What led you to this place where we're at, and yeah, we'll take it from there.
I'm a cosmetic chemist, so I create skincare. And I create skincare not because this is what I wanted to do in my life. This is because it's something I had to do to basically save myself. As a teenager, young adult, I had very bad skin. They thought I had lupus, an autoimmune issue. Why? Because everything that I used on my skin or on my face was causing welts and breakouts and allergies. It was just bad. I mean, it was like there were some times where I couldn't even be in a hot climate or a cold. Do you imagine living in Toronto, Canada, and having the skin condition I had? I would literally go for a walk to school or back. As soon as I would enter into a building, you couldn't recognize me because my skin would just literally blow up, or I would get really itchy that they would have to rip off everything, and the welts would be covering my body. So it was something that I wanted to figure out. I was told things like don't eat chocolate, don't eat peanuts, just like this. Like there's always like these weird kind of pieces of information. Anyway, long story short, in university, I met Darish. We were in karate together, not even in class together, but in karate together.
Oh, that's
And he was doing work on isomers on the 11 cis retinol. This is for vision. And the retinol, as you know, is retinoic acid, is also, if you spin that molecule around, one part does vision, helps you see, another part helps exfoliate and renew your skin. Haha. So, see, molecular structure is very important. So that got us talking and thinking and creating. And with an idea in a blender, we started fixing my skin.
Mhm.
And we
That's
haven't wavered from that. So we've always continued to do problem solving skincare that was based on isomers, isomeric chemistry, because we understand the 3D nature. So my whole thing was we all have skin. We all have pretty much the same skin. We're supposed to all have the pretty much the same skin. We all have the same ideals of skin, the hydration, the smoothness, the softness. But then things happen to our skin that our skin is good or bad, how we perceive it, good or bad. So our premise, Darish and I, is that we have ideal skin, and then there's variations of that where it has more or less of things that it needs. And so our job as cosmetic chemists is create formulas that fill in those gaps. And so when your skin is acting weirdly, um, color, for example. Maybe you've got pigmentation issues. Maybe you've been in the sun too much. Maybe your skin is fading. It's not, and it starts to look leather-like. So sometimes you're going to have spots where it's lighter than it should be, and some spots it's darker where it should be. But both of those things are due to pigmentation. So Darish and I know that there's the right volume of pigmentation, and then there's too loud or too soft, too
Love that.
quiet. And so, what do? We have to find the ingredient that adjusts the volume.
It's
So, what
amazing.
we found,
This, I
go
think that
ahead.
we're gonna actually start right here with this, with a product that does exactly what you're talking about. I
There you
mean,
go. You like my
so
segue.
I love the segue because everything is science based. So
Yes,
exactly what you're talking about is an issue that I'm dealing with right now. I don't even have to be in the sun. I always wear sunscreen, but when I walk out and it's warm out, if I get out of a sauna or a steam room, my hyperpigmentation flares
yep.
because even heat brings it out. So we're going to talk about right now something that I think it's near and dear to all of us. I think especially if we age, we call them age spots, sunspots, hyperpigmentation, mask of pregnancy, we call them all sorts of things. But we're going to talk about, and specifically Manuel is going to talk about the Isomers Skincare Vitamin K Discoloration Serum. Thank you for showing that. We have, again, fewer than 200. And don't forget, when I say that it's not to scare you, it's because this is what happened last week, sold out. So fewer than 200. Usually we'll sell this for $44. That's what it is right now on Isomers. Today we're taking 32% off. We're dropping this price down to $29.99. Free shipping on all things Isomers with that code FREESHIP. So this is really it's a problem solver, right? It corrects a specific problem for people. Let's talk about that.
So what we decided to create this one, this is for discoloration. So discoloration can happen from the heat, from the sun itself, from the cold, from trauma. But vitamin K is a very interesting way of dealing with discoloration. So this is going to fade spots. This also contains ingredients and peptides that are going to help, because when you're dealing with pigmentation, as we talked about, the pigmentation scale can go to, it's like you're wearing glasses, and I don't know if those are transition lenses that you're wearing.
No,
But I
they're
used to, when
readers.
I used to wear glasses, I used to wear the kind of glasses that indoors they would be clear, and when I go outside, they become dark. They're called
Yeah.
transition. Well, your pigmentation, your skin is doing the same thing. When you're indoors or protected, or you're not exciting the melanin, your skin has a certain color, a pigment. And when you go outside, it starts to get darker because it's trying to protect you from, it's trying to create more space between you and the UV rays. So there are ingredients that deal with that. Vitamin K, not only does vitamin K help with the pigmentation and help with the volume, so it's going to help modulate it. So it's not a bleach. This is not about taking out the color. This is
Right.
a bringing it back. Vitamin K also, when we first started using it, was designed for redness as well, for spider veins, for bruising, right? And if you think of your vein system, I always think about gardening when I think about this, is if you've got a garden hose and it starts leaking at different spots along the way, right? Um, you see that those leaks is what happens to your veins as well. When you get cuperos or spider veins, you get these leaks. So vitamin K came to mind because as soon as babies are born, what do doctors do? They give them vitamin K injections in their
Yes.
heels, right? Why? Because that's going to start helping them coagulate their blood and helps them not get these kind of leaks, if you will. So this is why we have created this serum. This serum is designed to work with the veins, work with the skin, work with the coloration, work with the pigmentation, work with the redness. But it is not a bleach. It does not have acids in it. It is very gentle. It is very specific to what we've done for your skin.
You
So
know
this
what
is
I
our
think is
fade spot.
interesting is a lot of people will, there's prescriptions out there that you'll get at the dermatologist. And they're like, now, hey, let me give you the big warnings on this, right?
Mhm.
And so a lot of those prescriptions come with horrible warnings. Not all skin colors, skin ethnicities can use it. And they're very short windows of time. Let's talk about that, about like, is it good for all skin colors? Is there some, can you overuse it? How do we use it? And where do we, I mean, do we only spot treat? What is it?
You can use this all over, so you don't have to worry about spot treating. And I like the all over because sometimes your pigmentation can have a little bit of fade on either side. So you want to be able to cover that area and work on that area. This, because it's a vitamin K, which is something that should be natural and supportive health to your skin, is for everybody. So all skin types, all skin colors can use it. It's also not a bleach. It's not there to remove the pigment, it's there to adjust its volume.
I love that you
It,
say
it
that.
well,
Because I
because
think
I
so
think
many
about it.
people, and because it can do the opposite. Like if someone goes in and says, "I'm going to have a laser to remove some of those dark spots," all of a sudden, what you're left with is white spots now. So either
Right,
way, you've been covering them up. I mean,
right.
because I have a lot of pigmentation in my skin just based on my ethnicity. I've been like, they said, "Do not come in and get this because you'll be left with white spots." I'm like, "Well, what is
Yes,
the answer?" Yeah.
right. See, but this is the thing. It's either too loud or too too soft, right? This is why this looking at it from a scale, and all of us land on different parts of the scale naturally, right? And then the environment pushes, and you have to think of that toy Light Bright. Remember that toy
Oh
that
yeah,
used to
I
be
love
that
that one.
board,
Yeah.
and you put all those little light bulbs in there. Your skin is like that. It's just a series of light bulbs. Some of them are going to go out. Some of them are going to be too strong. Some of them are going to have a funky color to them, right? And then you want to go back and create all those original colors again. So you have to look at a science that helps, we call it modulating the melanin. It works on the melanogenesis. So it doesn't allow it to be too loud or be too soft. It allows it to regulate, like allows it to control itself, kind of thing, and then go back to what it needs to be without removing any of its elements. So this is what
Mhm.
I would choose to lighten or darken my skin or to regulate my skin tone without acids, without hydroquinone, without bleaches, without anything that's going to make you sun sensitive. And it's got the extra benefit of working on the redness, cuperous spider veins as well.
So are you using it, day and night? Is it just part of your normal routine? Because we're getting questions like from Carrie. She says, "Can we apply it before or after my growth serum?" Right. So they're
Yeah, you
asking about that, or after a tretinoid, actually.
yeah, after using a retinoid or a tretinoin, you want to be able to use this like in the daytime. Like if you're using the tretinoin at night, use this in the daytime, right? You will use this every day for your treatment. But once it's resolved, you can stop. So this is something that you will be using specifically to fix this problem. This problem does not have to become chronic if you deal with it properly. But if you strip it or overprocess it, it's a cycle. So the best way to make sure that you're treating it properly is you're going to use this every day, but you also have to use sunscreen every day
Hmm. Yep.
because this will do the work, but the absence of sunscreen, bringing in the the problem again, the what causes the injury, the sun or the UV, you've got to also control that.
It's interesting because people are commenting on this. I think it resonates with so many people, right? So Diana is saying she's getting it for her mom. She's got dark spots on her face from years of sun exposure. I mean, I mean, we didn't know. I mean, I'm just going to admit it. I was a child in the 70s, 60s, and 70s. My dad built me a reflector to go up on the roof of my house with tinfoil. And I was out there with baby oil and iodine, like literally burning my skin every day. And I thought there was no, I mean, the darker the better, I mean, so if you're in your 60s, you probably all encountered this, which I think is amazing that Manuela can give us science that can help us with this. And now for 29.99, I mean, come on. I know I was going to have a question. Eyes and face, I mean, we can use it around the eyes.
You can use it everywhere. You can use it on
Everywhere.
your eyelids. You could use it underneath, which is really great because a lot of people have the weird damage to their, well, you know, they sometimes you're going to have like a funny kind of owl tan, or you're going to have kind of discoloration from just different times and different elements. So you can use this everywhere. You can use this on sensitive skin. You can use it on the arms, underarms, in your thigh, inner thighs, on the neck area, because it is designed to also to be used where you have bruising or cuperose or spider veins.
How about like, the people who have got like the really angry red skin, like maybe they have a touch of rosacea.
If you have rosacea and eczema, rosacea especially, I would start with the azelaic acid,
Oh yeah.
and I
We've
would
talked
also
about
use
that. I love
this.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely use the azelaic acid because that's super anti-inflammatory. This is anti-inflammatory as well, and this would give you a 1-2 punch because you also want to deal with this is going to deal with the color, right?
Yeah.
Not
Color.
with that issue, right? Not
Love
with
it.
the redness
So you guys,
itself.
29.99 today. We are taking that down from $44. I think is amazing. Free shipping and handling. Show them that bottle one more time because then they can see what they're getting. They're getting that dropper. So you're able to use that.
Here it is,
And
and it's got a nice yellowy color. This is phytantriol, which is phytantrione, is how we pronounce that vitamin K. So you're going to get that color right there. It is oil free, but when you feel it, remember everything that we do at Isomers is in a unique delivery system, right? This is what makes it an isomer, right? So it's able to go in and be biomimetic. It works with your skin. It is skin
doesn't just sit on
identical.
top. I mean, you're going to see so many things out there. I mean, you can go on Instagram, you can go, just Google searching it for getting, dark spots, hyperpigmentation. So much of it just sits on your skin and literally does nothing. I mean, it just
Right,
does nothing. Everything
right.
that Manuel brings you guys is all science based, which I think is great. Oh, by the way, Diane, my earrings are, of course, from Shop HQ. They are Toscana. They're. I don't know if they're still available yet, but you can always check back at Shop HQ. But yeah, pretty much all my jewelry is from Shop HQ. Okay, so that was our vitamin K. We were talking about discoloration. This whole entire show is really dedicated to sort of tone and texture. So
Hmm.
we're going to go into next. We're going to talk about I'm going to put this up. Here it is, the Isomers enzyme resurfacing gel mask. Now, this is something that has 100% five-star reviews, all five-star reviews at Isomers, and it's usually $40 for that bottle. Today, we're taking it down to $24.99 with free shipping and handling with your code free ship. Again, under 200. I'm going to keep teasing you guys. This is coming up next in our normal size, but it sold out last week in one day. So do not, when I say we are limited, that means we're really limited. So I love this gel mask because I think a lot of people, as we age, we get that large pores and so I'm like, what do we do? I hear that so much. Like my skin is changing, with not just with menopause, but with gravity, with everything. And so this has always been so interesting to me. Let's talk about, because people are going to say, okay, enzyme, what does it do? A mask, how do I use it? So let's talk about that.
So this is something that is going to give you, again, this is acid free. So we're talking about no acids here. And I really like that because my skin is temperamental. The winter is very brutal to the skin. You don't want to actually always have to go through this whole kind of drying out or peeling, actual peeling to have exfoliation. So these are enzymes. These are keratolytic enzymes. So what they do is they attach themselves to keratin, to protein, and they dissolve them. So think of like Pac-Man. It's Pac-Man that goes on, eats up this dead dry skin, this dead dry protein, this dead dry keratin cells. Um, and you don't have to play beat the clock. So you're going to apply it to your skin, right? Put it onto your skin. I don't have any makeup on, so this is actually really good. So I'm going to be, I'm going to start. I'm going to start using this time for me to take care of myself. So as we're
Smart.
talking, I'll be doing self care. But you put a thin layer on and you leave it on. Now you've got a couple of options. You can leave it on, rinse it off in 10, and you need 10 minutes. 10 minutes is magical amount of time for enzymes to do their job. But literally, you leave this on. You don't have to wash this off. And the reason why you don't want to wash it off, this is so brilliant. And this is why it pays to listen to a cosmetic chemist who knows what they're doing. Because when you create this formula, and we create it with enzymes, we know that the enzymes are keratolytic and it's dissolving the protein and it's breaking it all up. Now, this protein that it dissolves and it sits on top, it now becomes food for the microbiome. It
Mhm.
becomes part of the fiber for the microbiome to actually nourish itself. So by not washing it off, you are not only exfoliating, tightening your pores, cleaning out your skin, you're now strengthening your microbiome.
And why is that important? Because people, I think we're hearing more and more about microbiome and barrier and things like that. And of course, we'll get into more of that tomorrow's show. But I mean, why is it important to even consider our microbiome?
Our microbiome is super important because our microbiome basically is our security system, right? It is a living layer. So I should bring a picture of Horton Hears a Who. You know, when you look at
Oh
Whoville
my gosh, I
and
love
you
that.
see, you know, on the little dandelion, you see it as an entire world on this one little speck. So our skin has an entire universe, or entire world living on it. And this world is good and bad bacteria. So just think of, you know, good and bad gangs hanging out in
Yeah.
different neighborhoods, and they have different jobs to do. And they're building hyaluronic acid, they're building ceramides, they have little factories and little zones that they're building these things that are basically supporting our skin. But if you don't take care of them, then the bad bacteria takes over. And what that does, either you have acne, acne vulgaris bacteria, or you have Demodex, or you have some kind of eczema or rash, or you have chronic dryness. So you see, the state of health of your skin being in the middle is actually balancing your microbiome. And the more you balance your microbiome, the healthier your skin is going to be and the better your skin works. So the fact that you can now clean it without disturbing your microbiome and then feeding it is also very important, right? Because pH matters, quality of what you're doing matters. As we get older, we get smarter. And as we get older, we're going to live longer. So we want our skin to last longer. So it actually makes sense to take steps to use things like this. So now I've left it on my skin. It's not burning, it's not peeling, but it is working. It is going to soften and smooth. I'll leave it on till tomorrow morning. So you just don't have to do anything with it. So you don't have to play beat the clock. And the thing about enzymes, they do their job, then they go to sleep. They're not like acids that continuously, you know, an
Yeah.
acid is like that gerbil in the wheel. It just keeps going until it gets
Keeps
tired or, you know, until you wash it off, take it off the ride. An enzyme, it does its job, it stops.
So what I think is so interesting too is when you're talking about sort of, you know, getting rid of all the, you know, the things, right? That like that are sort of assaulting your skin during the day, and you're
Yeah.
using this. It feels like if you're not using something like this, all the other products that we're using, I mean, we can use all of our other isomers, but using this product that we're talking about right now, the resurfacing will make your other products more effective. Is that true?
Not only will it make it more effective because they're going to be able to penetrate deeper into your skin, you have to think of your skin like a filter as well, right? So you want to clean out that filter. Like, you know, have you changed the filter of your furnace? It's
Yeah, dryer
January.
filter. Yeah.
The dryer filter, you got to clean the lint out all the time. So your skin filter, this is going to allow your products to penetrate better. Absolutely allows your skin to breathe better as well. So you're going to be able to clean out your filter
I love that. And the other thing is that this isn't something that you use every single day, right? A few times a week,
a couple of times a week. So two
a
to
couple
three
times.
times a week.
Okay.
Consider it a mask. It is an exfoliant, but you're putting a thin layer like I just put on. Again, it's a thin layer mask. So this mask, this keratolytic, this is very um renewing and rejuvenating for the skin too. So you want to do this because this is a real nice treatment that resets your skin every 48, 72 hours when you're using it. But you don't have to use it every day. You use it a couple of days later, use it again, and you see how simple it is. So it's part of a routine. Now I don't have to worry about washing it off. I can let it dry and then I can continue with my beauty routine.
No, it's so interesting because now, I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. You can go to a drugstore, you can go, you know, into a grocery store, and they've got all these masks. Everybody's got a sheet mask now. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
about sheet masks, right? I mean, I think that I mean, what a fun thing. You know, you put it on, and then again, you're tied to like, you have to sit there, right? Can't do
Yeah.
anything else. You're sitting there, and, you know, there's a time factor, and then it's gone. You throw it in the garbage and you're done with it, right?
Right.
So I mean, I just think that if we're looking for something that's going to give us the biggest bang for your buck, right? I mean, it's going to be something that you can put it on and you continue on with your other treatments, and that it's not something that is just for one thing, right? This is going to do so much more because if people are complaining about dull skin, like that's been a really a big thing since I've gotten to be older. My skin is dull. It doesn't look
Right.
happy. I mean, I'm putting all sorts of luminizers on it and like, sparkly things just to make me look like more alive. So I'm not looking so much like a corpse. I look a little bit more alive. So, but I think so if people are complaining about dull skin, large pores, lackluster skin, I mean, isn't this sort of like, doesn't it become a non-negotiable? I mean, it's like you got to
Right.
have it. Yeah.
You have to have it. Well, the dullness comes from the fact that the skin it's an old coating. You're going to take that old coating off of the skin. You're going to renew it because you're going to create the exfoliation. But because your skin is older and it's prone to dryness and it's vulnerable, you don't want to use an acid and get it all, tired as you're trying to renew it. You want to brighten it up. You want to enhance the glow, the bounce, keep the moisturization there. So this is the right way of doing it, especially in the wintertime, especially when you're very stressed out and dull. With the enlarged pores, you got to get the gunk out of the pore. So your pore is not going to change. Your pore size is your pore size. Your nose size is your nose size. This is who we are. Our height is our height, right? But if there is buildup inside the pore. Then there's inflammation on the edge. It's like when you have a garden and you're going to go plant something and you start digging a hole. You take that dirt and you put it onto the side. Now you've got inflammation. Now you've created a pore. This is what's happening on your skin. So when you take that stuff out, this can relax. So the pore hasn't changed size. What's happened is its surrounding area has lost its inflammation, has
Yeah.
lost its volume.
And we're getting questions like how often should I use a mask? I think we said like 1 to 3 times a week for sure. Deborah wants to know if you're bringing back the eye peel.
We will bring back the eye peel. In the meantime, you can use this around your eye area. So what I would do, um, again, because this is lactobacillus ferment, right? So lactobacillus ferment is the keratolytic and very good. So I'm just using it all over my eye, just like that. You could just put it all around your eye and leave it on and allow it to do what it's got to do. So this is going to help to exfoliate, renew all of that skin all around the eye area, no problem, right? It just
Love that.
dries, puts it in. So it's got synchronizer. So this is a peptide in there as well, along with the ferment. So this is a very good enzymatic way of releasing this little buildup, and it does it very, very gently. You don't want to over exfoliate. You want to exfoliate nicely, very responsibly, just a little bit. And people say, "Well, I need more of a." Yes, so then use it for a few more weeks.
Yeah,
Like give yourself the
exactly.
time.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so but 29.99 or 24.99 with free shipping and handling. I mean, that doesn't last forever, and
We
certainly
got to,
it's
you know
just.
what, Kathy? I think you and I should start raising the prices because I mean, we should have. This is like these are gifts. These are
I mean,
gifts. It's like,
it's 38% off. Plus, we're throwing in
yeah.
free shipping and handling with a code. So it's really
Oh,
simple. But that's why we're bringing in very limited amounts too. So limited amounts. Okay. So let's see. The other one that okay. I know you guys. I'm just going to say it. It was a huge hit. People were loving it. It's the redensifying growth factor serum. Now, this was the bonus size, right? It's rejuvenating, it's firming, it's all the things that you love. It is an Isomers icon. I mean, truly, truly an icon. And it sold out. But what we did was we brought in our redensify growth factor in I don't want to even call it the smaller size. I'm going to call it the normal size because we already sold out of this. So again, there it is. We have fewer than 200 to go around. The other one sold out in one day. And we took 39% off as sort of a sorry, it sold out kind of thing. So instead of $66, today you're paying, just want you to like put your earmuffs on. Do not listen to this, Manuela. $39.99 to get that home. And I know she's
I'm
going,
gonna
what?
move.
Free shipping and handling. Yeah, she already, that was it. She's out. Free shipping and handling. It is like an icon. There's 5 stars review. In fact, there's 115 5-star reviews on Isomers for this. It's an all-time customer favorite. I mean, I can't say enough good things about if you're looking for plumping, check, firming, check, hydrating, check, day and night, check, check, check. We love all of it, right? And if you say I missed out on the bonus size, guess what? Order up because you've got that 3-year unopened shelf life. $39.99. All
Crazy.
right. I know. I
You
know we
should
talk
be
about this a
getting as
lot.
many of these as you can. This is a real treat at 39 because of everything that it does. You know the if you want to position everything in this presentation that we're talking about, this is fading, right? So it's evening out your skin tone. This is resurfacing, right? So this is working on the surface, and this is going to create that softness and soothe you. Wake up with that nice dewy glow skin. But this is your strength trainer.
Mhm.
This is your personal trainer. This is taking your skin to the gym. This is going to build the volume. It builds the tone. It builds the structure. It works on something. As we get older, we have to do more. And I have not been doing it. I am so bad. I'm the one that tells people what to do, and then you know what. But I know I should be strength training 3 to 4 times a week. I think I've talked about it 3 or 4
We
times a
talk
week,
about
but
3 to 4
we
times a
talk
week.
about it. But honestly, and I was actually giggling to myself today, walking the dogs this morning, saying, I signed up at the gym to do the gym stuff, to do the weight, and I went twice, and then between breaking my foot and
Oh
then
yeah.
this weather and everything going on, I mean, what was the point of doing? Like, I've got to go back, so I don't want to cancel it because then that's another
Yeah.
excuse.
Yeah.
But
That's yep.
we know the importance of building strength, endurance, integrity because it's structurally sound. Your skin, as it gets older, it requires a reminder of how to rebuild itself and to get plump, firm, strong, have the integrity so it can have volume. So it's not going to be, it's not going to be that pillow with no stuffing or losing the stuffing or squishes down very easily. It's going to have density to it. It's going to have some substance and integrity to it. And this is what the Redensify is all about. The Redensify is about building that strength and that resilience and that cushion in your skin. I think it's this formula. And it's funny because we've run this formula now through AI quite a few times, and it's like we're saying, how could we improve it? And it's just not able to give us an answer. It's saying you already have this growth factor, you already have that growth factor. We have a growth factor in here that actually speaks to the fibroblasts themselves. Fibroblasts are what is actually needed to create not just collagen, an abundance. It can create a crowd. So instead of just having, one baby, you want quintuplets. The fibroblast could help you do that in your collagen. So think about that. When you're thinking about ramping up your collagen, not just younger collagen, more, denser, stronger, better quality. This is what the Redensify is all about.
Well, we've got a fan in Sandy. Sandy's saying it's great to see
Sandy.
you both again. This is a fabulous and informative way to understand skincare at its best. Please continue these and bring lots of different Isomers products.
We
So that's
will.
nice.
Oh, there
Yeah,
you
we
go,
definitely
Sandy.
will. So it's amazing. So you guys don't forget that this did sell out. We brought 200 of the normal size. You can see that we've got. You can just go ahead and click on this on your screen if you're watching, and it's $39.99. So
Hmm.
we're talking. I think that people see us that we're talking about a couple different serums. Even like last week we had the body serum. So I mean, and now we're talking about the redensifying growth factor serum. So they're hearing serums. How many different serums do I need? Do I need to get certain serums for certain things? What is this, and how does redensify kind of play into that routine?
Redensify is going to be your strength trainer. So Redensify is going to be your volume. Is your skin sagging? Is your skin deflated? Do you want more radiance and bounce in your skin? Do you have deep creases? Yes to any of those, you need to add this. If you don't say yes to any of those, it's not time. It's not appropriate for you, okay, for that part. Is your skin thinning out? Yes. Okay. So I know that after 40, 50 years old, this is something that you're going to do. So how many serums do you need? That's a really good question. To create a good skincare routine, your skincare routine should do 4 things. Clean your skin. So cleaning is the single most important activity you do for your skin because without the proper cleaning, nothing else matters. Okay. So clean, feed. So feed your microbiome, feed your skin, right? This is important. Get it working. Correct. So fix for the error. Is it too loud? Is it too quiet? Does it have not enough? Correct. And then protect your work. right? And
Love
protect
that.
the skin. So your skin needs to go through all of this. So the Redensify is part of correct. This is going to correct. This is going to correct for flattened skin, hollow, loss of volume, deep creases, sagging. This is what this corrects for.
You
The
know, it's interesting. So, I mean, I think that when you're saying all these, those are basically all the signs of aging. So, I mean, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that isn't over 40, 50 years old that wouldn't benefit from this, right?
Yeah. So when they talk about, when they talk about the ABCs of skincare, what are must-haves? People say, well, all you need is a retinoid, like a retinol, a vitamin C, and a sunscreen, right? And then they hit 45. And those same experts say, well, really all you need is a retinoid and a growth factor and a sunscreen. I say, oh, you see what happens? When you start losing parts that you didn't even know you had, you start missing them. And this is where the growth factors come in. So you want to have those growth factors because it speaks to the volume, it speaks to the integrity, it speaks to the overall holding the structure together. There's going to be so many cracks in the foundation. You've got to hold that back up. You got to go in there and you've got to reinforce everything. And this is what growth factors are designed to do. And you can't just patch it up. You need to sometimes take things out and rebuild them. And this is why it's important that growth factors speak to initial activities of the organ to be able to make the organ do that. So the organ we're talking about in this case is your skin.
So, is it fair to say this is sort of my non-invasive way of getting a filler?
100%.
Yeah, because okay, I've done you guys. I'm gonna go. I mean, I just tell it all like it is, right? I've had fillers before. Ow, and it's been probably I think I had them in my 50s, and so it's been 15 years plus since I had a filler, and I'm telling you what, it hurt. It was unnatural looking, at least on me, right? It can work for a lot of people. I think that this is the way. I mean, it's you can see that on people, right? So this is like I love it, but I will always tell you guys the truth about what I've used, what I've tried. I've tried just about everything you can think of, but the fillers just there was something about it that I didn't like the look. This is so great that we're able to get that fullness, that plumpness that we love, those little baby cheeks that we want back. The like I don't even look at people's shoes anymore. I used to look at their shoes. I used to look at their outfits and go, "Oh my God, I love that outfit. I love your handbag." Now I look at them and go, "Oh, I love your skin. I absolutely love your skin. I will swap skin with you." So that's all of those things that come into play. And I think that this is kind of like this is that's why it's an icon.
That's why it's an icon. That's why we talk about. That's why we like to be able to give it to you when we can in bonus size. But this is why it's also a great value, or it's still something to do. Start using it in this size if you didn't get the bonus size. We will come around maybe in a year or so with the bonus size. We'll see what we can do, but start using it here, and it's a great value right now. But again, you don't want to put this off too long. And yes, fillers like I was never a candidate for something like a filler, anyways, because I've always had chipmunk cheeks. I've always had very large cheeks. And so anything, and all of our, it's funny, you can always tell my children from all the other ones because as soon as we smile, our eyes disappear, right? We don't have any eyes anymore. Can you imagine with filler what would happen? I mean, we would
Yeah,
be
yeah, it's
like
like
totally, totally wiped face. We have no face at all. But the thing about filler is you and I have very different shaped faces. But what would happen and how you can tell is that the filler, even though they would have put it here or here or here, it would all end up here.
yes.
It
So
would
it's a
all
square.
end up here and square you off.
It looks
And
masculine.
very masculine, they say it's horsey. You look very horsey. That is the professional
Yeah.
term. Um, but see, that also shows that you can't really get rid of it, and it creates like a jelly, and then it's going to start interrupting. So remember, it's going to get in the way of what your skin and your organs naturally have to do, right? So they're going to have to go around it. They're going to have to go through it. They can't communicate through it. So those areas suffer. This is why it's really important to have growth factors because this will enhance the communication. This enhances the messaging. This creates that coach, that personal trainer that goes in there and helps to fortify and renew and rebuild. So and if you have been doing filler, you absolutely need a growth factor because you need to get in there and someone's got to work that back into shape and reconnect the communication.
I like that. We've got it's for $39.99, you guys, and stock up. We have a 3-year unopened shelf life. Stock up on that price. That's a 39% savings, free shipping with that coupon code free ship. We're getting some questions. Do you see the one from Elaine that just came in? She wants to know about cocktailing the serums and moisturizers.
Okay. I have the
Matrixyl
Ectoid,
4.
Matrixyl 4, and Redensify moisturizers. When to use each? Ectoid day or night, Matrixyl 4 nighttime, Redensify over the Matrixyl.
Okay.
Easy.
And can you
You
cocktail
can
any of them?
cocktail them if you want. What you are you can cocktail them absolutely because you've got osmotic regulator, collagen peptides, and growth factors. So you actually have the perfect story. Like you've got everything. You have feed, correct, and protect all in there. So all you need to do to add to that would be your cleanser. See, it's funny because we do a lot of rescues where we go into people's bathrooms or their makeup bags or whatever, and we go through all their skincare. We group it: clean, feed, correct, protect. And most people have clean and
Sure.
correct. And that's it. No one's feeding anything, no one's really protecting their work. And they think that a tinted moisturizer is good enough as sunscreen. It's like,
Yeah.
and but they have so much product and they
Oh,
really don't even have a complete routine, not even one routine, right? And it's
so
not going to help them clean. And it's it just has to. You have to follow this simple thing.
yeah, we're gonna build routines, you guys. And I know a lot of you are
Yes,
loving what we're doing here because it's so informative. It's very unusual to have a cosmetic chemist like Manuel, who's been doing this for decades, and to be able to ask the question. So we know that you guys are loving this, and so we're gonna try to do this really often. In fact, we're gonna do it again tomorrow, same time, same place. So 2 p.m. Eastern. Before we like get too crazy signing off and all that stuff, I've had people ask, do we still have any of the LX? And we do.
we do.
So can you give them, I mean, so this was, we had the overnight hydrating mask. And then
Hmm.
we also had the diamond peptide spicule. We say it spicule because we love it so much. Spicule
Spicule.
body cream. So can you just talk briefly about this? Because I don't want people to miss out on this because again, we only brought 200 of each, but there are a few left. So if you guys are watching right now and you want to know what the LX, Manuel's going to give you sort of a quick brief one.
Okay, so the overnight hydrating with the LX. So the LX is our luxury brand. So this actually contains very specific delivery system. They're diamond peptides. They're going to be bringing in the actives that make them 400 to 600 times more powerful. So for the overnight hydrating, do you have super dehydrated skin, super dry skin? Have you had some kind of peel done and you need to rebalance your skin? This is what you're going to use the overnight hydrating for. So you're going to use it. That is going to be your mask you leave on overnight. You wake up and you've got this soft, juicy, bouncy, glowy skin. It's just
I've
amazing.
been using it on vacation because as much as I like to say, I mean, it's the perfect thing. And I'm here with my best friend Christy, and and she's using it too because we're just dehydrated. We're out in the heat, and there may have been a martini the night before, so our
And
skin is
that's
very
dehydrating you a
yeah
lot.
dehydrating. Yeah,
Salt, olives. I know,
all of that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
You
and we're
know?
eating weird things that we don't usually chips and salsa like by the I don't know barrels. I mean, it's crazy. So,
You
um,
know, it's funny because we talk about our bad habits like alcohol and salt and sugar and all these things are our bad habits, and we're saying, "Oh yeah, we do all of this stuff." But honest to goodness, the worst skin that I've seen has been on marathon runners, and marathon runners are supposed to be right the
super healthy.
healthiest, right? And their
So
skin, why? Because they're so dehydrated
so
and they
dehydrated.
have so many free radicals around them constantly.
They're like leather.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So, it's not so bad that we have an occasional this or that. And, we have to live. You have to also feed your soul, right?
Yeah. Oh, and Manuel and I will. We're not just going to talk about products. We'll always give you our 2 cents worth, and we want to hear from you guys too as well.
Oh,
But
yeah. But sometimes,
speaking of,
well, when it was a penny for your thoughts, and let me give you my
eh,
2 cents. So
yeah,
you get to keep
exactly.
the change. Yeah,
Yeah,
something like that.
yep,
There's something in there.
exactly. I love that. But here's
Spicules.
okay. If you could do a little backflip on that couch again for us, or like a handstand, you were so excited. You were so excited when this came out. I've never seen you so. You were like a kid in a candy store. It was
Yes.
amazing.
I love spicules because, again, I love it because it's science and nature. And it's this thing where we're learning from our environment. Super important. I'm Italian background, right? My parents are Italian, and and UNESCO just recognized Italian culture and Italian cuisine, right? And they
Mm.
recognize it as heritage to be preserved and to be talked about and to
Oh,
be given down as a tradition, right? Because it's about how we eat, how we move, how we think about what we're eating, doing. So Italians are very much a part of, like, in the fact of the environment and your and the earth and what's growing and everything. So when we see, like, for example, that this is from a sponge in the ocean, and the sponge in the ocean has these little needles, like a rose has thorns, and these needles, you can take them and they're made out of silica and other nutrients, and they go into, you can use them to go into your skin like microneedling, and it disturbs your collagen enough to chop it up a little bit so that it breaks it so it can re-strengthen itself and create channels for enhancing absorption and help tighten and rejuvenate your skin. I get super excited
oh,
because this is so natural. It lasts up to 72 hours in your skin. You're getting a microneedling. Microneedling is super good for your skin. Not the type you do at home, the type that they do in the doctor's office,
yeah.
with a lot of people are using their own little blades or whatever, or needles to do it. But the problem with microneedling is it needs to be done frequently, weekly, to really get the results. Now you have the opportunity of doing a version of microneedling with the spicules. So can you imagine if you've had a C-section, if you've had surgery, if you've got a growth spurt, if you've got some mark from too much sun, or something, you had a little bit of an accident, you scratch yourself or something, you can now correct that skin. You can work on your tone and texture. You can get that high end result by using the ocean's properties.
You know what I think is so amazing is I went to my husband just had knee surgery, and he's got a scar about 12 inches long down the
Yep.
front of his knee. And we went to see this his surgeon, and he said, "Well, you can start putting some moisturizer on." I go, "Well, what would you suggest?" He goes, "I don't know, whatever you have around the house." I'm like, I just I told John, I go, the minute that that scab is off, I mean, it's
Two things.
unbelievable.
Yeah. Copper peptides and the spicules. Put those two together. Copper peptides is for injury response, the spicules to help strengthen and correct that collagen that'll knit itself together. Absolutely. And this is why a lot of times, too, I've had friends who've had tummy tucks, they've had surgery done, and everything. And they're like, the doctor didn't tell me anything. And they're
They
like, that's
don't.
not the doctor's job. Doctors are there to treat and cure these other things. They're not skin experts. And they also they don't have enough knowledge in the sense that it's not their area of expertise, and then they can't sit there and then figure out which of those ingredients, so they're just going to say use anything. This
Yeah.
is why we got to go that extra step.
It's so true. By the way, with the copper peptides, when you about a week before I think you broke your foot, I dropped a butcher knife through mine, and so lots of stitches, lots of ghoulishness. But I so once things started healing, I used the copper peptides. It is unbelievable. Someday when I can
Right.
get my foot up here and I've had a pedicure, I will show you guys because it's just crazy. I mean, it's driven and like there's a reason for what we do. That's I want you guys to know that's why we're here. In fact, people are commenting. I mean, it's all right here. So anyway, amazing. I would keep you here all day if I could because it's just so fun to have girlfriend time with all of you.
I know it is
And
great.
well,
I really like
we're gonna
this.
be back
So
again tomorrow. Yeah,
yes, we'll,
back
we'll do it
tomorrow.
again tomorrow. Yes. So
Do it
all
again
you
tomorrow.
ladies that are tuning in, we want to see everybody back with us, and tell your friends, bring in more people.
Bring in more people that because the more people that are learning and more product we're going to get. Don't forget free shipping and handling all day today on Isomers products. Free ship is your coupon. Otherwise, I always stop and tell people to take a breath, be kind to one another, spread the love, and I always give my friend Manuela the last word.
I just want to say thank you very much for tuning in, and exactly what Kathy is saying, spread the love. And I like, good deeds, good thoughts, good words.
Yes, yes. Pass it on.
Pass it on.
Mwah. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
everybody.